بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما تعلمنا وزدنا بفضلك علما وتعليما إنك على كل شيء قدير. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome one and all to Seekers Hub Basic Arabic Reading. My name is Farid Dingle, and inshallah in this recording in lesson 1 we will be covering how Arabic is written, vowels in Arabic, and we're going to learn 2 specific letters, and then inshallah we'll go over an exercise trying to find and identify those 3 letters in Arabic text. So why learn to read Arabic? So if we look here at this beautiful piece of calligraphy, it looks very nice. And so many of us may like to or wish to learn how to read Arabic because it's simply beautiful. Okay, it's a very beautiful script, and it would be wonderful to be able to take it apart and get from something like this, which is very difficult, to maybe take it apart to actually be able to see the individual letters and then actually know what these letters are so that we can actually read and pronounce what we see in that beautiful calligraphy. Obviously, that's a wonderful thing, but far above and beyond that is to learning how to read the Quran. The Quran is not just a religious text, not just revelation, but also it's a revelation that comes in a certain format, in a certain pattern, a certain structure, and a certain sound, and we are required to recite it in that particular way, which means that we should be able to read these letters as they are in the original Arabic and pronounce them as they are in the original Arabic. So we need to learn how to read Arabic so that we can benefit from this spiritually and obviously earn the reward in the hereafter. And in this process, we have to remind ourselves of the words of the Prophet ﷺ that for every single word, every single letter, not just word, every single letter that we recite of the Quran, even if we don't even know what we're saying. So obviously the point of the Quran is to read it and reflect upon it and act upon it. But even if we don't do that, there is a reward for every single letter. So if you just say for example, in the beginning of Alam nashrah laka sadrak, the verse surah of the Quran, there's a reward. La, every single letter there's a reward for that, right? Every single letter there is a reward for that. So there's a tremendous benefit then in our spiritual life and our religious life to just be able to sit down and read the Quran. Right? Now, obviously, it's then a means to learn Arabic itself. You can't learn Arabic without being able to read Arabic. So we want to learn Arabic and we want to access the tradition. So here we have a beautiful illuminated manuscript of what it looks like, Sahih al-Bukhari. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to read Sahih Bukhari in the original Arabic and understand what the text is about, right? As opposed to seeing some translation online. Right? So accessing this tradition, being a part of this heritage, right? Being able to go into a library and pick up a book and say, wow, I never knew anybody had written on that. I never knew that this question had been answered 1,000 years ago. I thought it was a modern issue, but actually, our familiarity and our connection with our tradition is very, very, very flimsy. What we know of our tradition is not very much, and it's all out there, right? And so how do we do that? We have to start somewhere. Learn how to read Arabic, learn sacred sciences, and access this tradition. Right? And it all starts here, learning these letters. Right? So let's look at them one by one, just as an overview. We're not expected to memorize them now or look at them all. We're just going, in this lesson, as we mentioned, we're only going to look at 3. But just as an overview, let's look at letters one by one. Okay. And so we're going to cover that, inshallah, in the next recording. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi